Good morning. Chris Rockwell here, civilbullets.com. How y'all doing? It is about 8 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, and me and my trusty partner here, Julie,
Morning.
she's doing the social media rampage this morning, as usual. Hey, Charlie Kirk from Turning Point USA. Thanks for joining the Civil Bullets team, man. Right on. So, like I mentioned yesterday, we're going to be moving away from Facebook here soon. Uh, Most of the mainstream social media platforms, I'm very fortunate to have such an amazing team where we're actually going to be building a platform of our own, not just a website. We have an amazing digital team and amazing people like Julie who make sure all of us are doing what we need to be doing. Lots to do. So I heard yesterday, did we find out that October 17th is in Canada?
The Make Marijuana Legal Day, or the day that it becomes legal, yup.
So it's kind of a cool coincidence for the release of our book, but that was definitely just a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. It has more to do with the fact that Julie and I were both born on October 17th, and that's the significance of that. But the Canada free or legal weed thing is kind of cool too. So anyway, um, politically and I guess topic related to civil bullets this morning for me is watching the Russia United States summit meeting, uh, press conference, and watching mainstream media's, what would you call it, Julie? It's insanity.
Yes.
But
Insanity.
one of the things that I notice about it, I think that's just kind of an ongoing reality of, the two teams that we are choosing to identify with and fight for or represent, the left and the right, or the Trump team, and just for a lack of a better grouping, but really the Trump team, and then you have this far left mainstream globalist mainstream media narrative that is as a media guy who's been in that world for a lot of years. It's becoming kind of like watching satire. It's like watching Saturday Night Live when it was good, and now that it's not good because it's part of that whole watered down, diluted, far left stomp your feet, say the same words and rhetoric that is copied across the platforms of globalist-owned mainstream media. Jeff Bezos, come on, man. You're trying to be a media guy and a rocket guy, but you're just not. Trump absolutely finished his world tour of summit meetings with the world leaders, and in my opinion, undoubtedly proved to the world that he is in charge. It's not a question to me. Leadership's kind of a thing with me. And, when I listen to people on the right and the left, including conservative people, I don't know many people that have ever successfully managed high-level negotiations and actually, made it work, came out with a win for both sides. I think for me, that's always been one of the keystones to my success, is that it's not just about what's in it for me. You have to really think about what's in it for the other person first. That's what people don't understand about Trump. He's the master negotiator. He is smarter than people understand. I can tell you, as far as trying to negotiate with him, I mean, he would be terrifying, but not in a not in an evil, vicious way, in a true competitor, knows his stuff, and has been in the toughest negotiations in the game. I mean, if you're in New York real estate, like he grew up in, you're dealing with mafia-controlled unions back in the 70s and 80s, definitely. So just to get a project done, this is what people don't really think through. You know, I grew up with construction and building, and then as an older person, you know, had my own construction real estate company, and dealing with you know, all of the legal issues and the hoops you have to jump through. Trying to imagine building a skyscraper in New York when, you know, you're dealing with those kinds of powers to stop your project or to make it happen. That platform, and then being able to understand and thrive in the most vicious and competitive media scene in the world, and build the number one reality show on his way to the top. Those seem like novel things to a lot of viewers in the mainstream, but the reality is that is very complex and also in the spectrum of skill set. I mean, think about it. This guy's building skyscrapers, and then he is able to produce a show, and now he's able to negotiate deals with rogue leaders that no president has ever been able to really do in the best interest of the country. And so when I listen to the left, especially with the media rhetoric that is so anti-American, it's treasonous. You know, I hear the left, you know, the MSNBC, NBC, CNN. It's just kind of a shame, because these people know that they are disseminating false narratives. They are narratives to break down the power structure of our leader. And, you know, Putin actually said it best, that the infighting, political infighting in America is, you know, I can't remember exactly what he said, but to paraphrase, I mean, he says it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for us. And, you know, the thing about what the left doesn't understand in that club is that most of those people have never been in leadership positions in their entire lives. So they don't understand the nuance of leadership. They don't do it in their life. They've never had, so if you've never done, how do you know? You know, and if you're listening to Rachel Maddow on MSNBC, who clearly has a disconnect with that, and, you know, interpersonal relationships in terms of what does it really take to negotiate, you know, nuclear deals with a foreign country. You know, you can't sit on a soapbox and just punch your chest and yell a bunch of big words, which is what the left acts like Donald Trump does, but that's not what he does. He knows and understands power. He understands how to leverage the assets of his power in the United States in the room to negotiate the best deal for his country. It's that simple. He's proving it. It's not this isn't theory anymore. So anyway, leadership to me is a really big deal that I think, you know, is misunderstood. It's underestimated, definitely, because it's misunderstood. And I think the results of Trump's presidency is just definitely, over time, in a short period of time, is proving and will continue to prove that, you know, great leadership is extremely rare, especially in my opinion. And when I call great leadership is detached from self-interest. You know, is this going to benefit Trump in the long term in his empire? Yeah, huge. Does he deserve it? Yeah. Is it bad for the world? No, not at all. the return on his investment for the United States is his legacy, and that's bigger than money at this point in his life. People need to understand also, what is his incentive for someone that ambitious in life. Again, most people are not that ambitious. Most people don't wake up with that kind of drive and that commitment to long-range goals that require the management and coordination and orchestration of thousands, and in this case, millions of people. So sitting around in the stands and pot-shotting some guy with bad hair, don't laugh, Julie.